of the Catch Wrestling Alliance, where we help you to wrestle better so that together we keep real wrestling alive. Thank you very much for listening or watching wherever you can find us. I think with the Catch Wrestling Alliance podcast, I think we're on all kinds of platforms, like even like Audible and all kinds of all kinds of things. Um, so wherever you are, thank you. So let's kind of get through the announcements first. So currently, our UCLA class is done for the summer. So um, we are going to be doing some promotional things. I found out from our the martial arts department at UCLA that they want to be doing, or they want to start up some promotional seminars and workshops and stuff. So I'll be doing, I think, about three of those. So I'll let you know when that actually comes about, because they're in the talking stages right now. And then, but if you want to train with us and if you're in Los Angeles, you always can at Fight Science MMA, which is located in Mid City, Los Angeles. For those of you who aren't familiar with Los Angeles, Mid City is actually the most appropriate name, because if you look at a map of Los Angeles and if you put a pin right in the middle of Los Angeles City, that area is called Mid City. Right? So the gym is right in the middle of the city, so it's pretty easy to find. And so it's called Fight Science MMA. We're there every Thursday night. So feel free to drop in. You don't have to join the gym. Just hit me up and let me know you'll be there. The main thing is that you sign the waiver, right? So just in case you die, like, it's not our fault. Oh yeah. So um, another thing that I wanted to kind of talk about. Also, another announcement I wanted to make was, so on our website, we do have this no-gi judo course on there that's done by it's myself and one of my longtime students who's this high-level judo black belt, who's an instructor at Hollywood Judo, which is one of the oldest judo schools in Los Angeles. So it's way back, even before World War II, and so we got a lot of like authentic judo, like, coming from there, and so there is that course on our website. So it is a completed course, but I was thinking, like, because many of you have enrolled in that, or you purchased that, um, but the instructor in there is Juan Rodriguez. So he's like a, I think, three Dan black belt. I'm not sure how they call it in judo. I think it's like the third degree black belt. But he's been doing a lot of no-gi judo seminars since we released this course. So what we're going to be doing is adding more videos or more instructionals to that course, because I went to one of them and filmed a lot of extra content. So I think we'll just add it to that one and not make like a new course. So it'll be a bonus for people who've already purchased it. They'll just see more. So if you have purchased that one, just know that I'll be adding some more videos up there soon, like shortly, because I've already filmed them, and I'll just like make sure, just edit them a little bit, and then I'll upload them to that same course. So you don't have to buy anything new. It'll already be included. And so actually we're not raising the price or anything like that. So it might be incentive to buy it. Just know that, say, if you buy it now, the new material won't be there, but it will be there soon. And so um, like, there's nothing to worry about. Like, it'll just be there soon. So it'll be pretty cool to kind of add more to the courses. And that's kind of what I like about the courses, where it's like, if something develops, then maybe we can add more to it. Or if people who are enrolled or who have purchased some of the one-off courses, if they have comments and stuff, then maybe we can shape and change things, which is really cool. It'd be a really cool kind of communication between us. All right, so it can help everyone. But with that being said, so say like if you can't train with us in Los Angeles, so even the instructor Juan Rodriguez, he often attends my class, so you can even train with him. You can roll with him. Uh, but So if you're not in LA, you can always do our online academy, CWA Academy, on our website, catchwrestlingalliance.com. In there, like we have more structured classes, but we also have the members only area, so the kind of like chat rooms and stuff. And I upload many like videos, like instructional videos based off the comments there. So if you want to have something that's more in depth in there, you can join that as well. That's more of like an ongoing thing. It's not like one-off courses like our nogi judo or even our pressure passing courses and stuff like that. So just know it's a little bit different. And then also, if you want to support us, just kind of more simply, you can always support us by becoming a member of our YouTube channel. So we also put a lot of videos up there for members. So there's different tiers, and you can kind of see what's there. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and get to the topic at hand. How would AI teach a wrestling class or a grappling class? So I thought it'd be kind of an interesting subject to see, like, um, basically what has AI learned from all his research on human behavior and all the stuff that we've been uploading, and how it would suggest you structure a class. So I have a list here that AI generated. I used Google Gemini. So I kind of wonder what, like, say, like if ChatGPT or something else would do a different list, but this is the one that Google's AI generated. So first things first, it would start by warming you guys up. And it says start with a dynamic warm up that includes jogging, stretching, and wrestling specific movements. Like, this is the funny part, right? So wrestling specific movements like shrimping and bridging. So shrimping isn't exactly wrestling, but that's fine. Definitely bridging is. Says this prepares the body, increases flexibility, and prevents injuries. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely something you want to be doing. You don't have to do this exact thing, but sometimes even a warm up, just as long as you get the people moving, just get your body moving a little bit, and it can be, according to science, the strength and conditioning associations and stuff of the United States. A lot of times it can be a warm up can be as short as like 3 minutes or something. So quite often I'll have a short warm up, just so we can kind of get into something a little bit more substantial. But yeah, totally fine. Just want to do a quick shout out. So we have from someone we haven't seen in a little while. Great. I hope you're well too. I um I can't pronounce your name. At least I can't pronounce. Um, yeah. At least I'm a little scared to pronounce it wrong. But Eblin. So hopefully that's all right. But yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for saying hi. Okay, so the next the next point. So what would AI have you do next? So after you did this warm up where it was a wrestling specific movement like shrimping. So I thought that anyway, it's pretty silly, but anyway, yeah, you definitely want to warm up. But this is where the next part is where people will kind of debate a little bit as to what exactly you should want to do. So it says, next thing you want to do, technique drills. So dedicate a significant portion of the class to learning and drilling specific techniques. Focus on one or two moves per session. For example, a takedown and a counter, and have students practice them with a partner. Repetition is key to building muscle memory. So that's been like a huge debate in jiu-jitsu with regards to like the ecological training and like regular drilling of a move. Um, I personally kind of see it as like say like with the ecological, where it's like you create an environment where it's almost like the student has to kind of learn the technique that you want them to. So you have to set up the constraints, or constraints led approach, that's what it's called. Um, so it's almost like you're not telling them specifically, but kind of forcing them to figure it out by not allowing them to not do the technique. So however you want to teach it, that's fine. So you either like tell them straight out and then let them drill it so that they can find out like how to figure it out or how to make it work for their bodies. So totally fine. But yeah, it's actually a good thing to do for a significant amount of time, because ultimately uh figuring out how to do a move on like different bodies, or how to make it work for your body type, because we all have uh short legs or long legs, or different limbs and stuff. So yeah, you have to try to make it work. And also too, then your opponent is different sizes, so you gotta see if something's gonna work for different body types. So yeah, you gotta be doing that. And so then what AI suggests next is situational sparring. So after drilling, create a live situation where students can apply the learned techniques. For example, start from a specific position like a tie up or on the mat, and have wrestlers try to execute the moves they have just practiced against a resisting opponent. This bridges the gap between drilling and full sparring. So yeah, actually, like situational sparring is pretty good. It's a great suggestion, actually. So far so good. Just maybe some of the words or some of the things that AI suggests just might not be in sync with, say, like wrestling. But I think we could just kind of consider this being like its suggestion for a grappling class. But yeah, situational sparring is actually always pretty good to do. Personally, it's like I don't always like situational, but um, I see the value in it. Like say starting in like a headlock, and then seeing if you can escape, or seeing if the other person can tie it up, or like a finish you off, whether it's getting a takedown, or trying to get a neck crank or something like that. Yeah, it's all good to kind of practice, because you won't always be able to find yourself in that scenario. So it's good to like at least start off there, right? But with that being said, too, it's like, say if you are wanting to like incorporate a technique and kind of integrate a new technique into your sparring. A lot of times it is about like trying, or like forcing yourself to go for that move in sparring, like when you're rolling. So um just so you can see it where it's like sometimes just jumping to it in situational sparring, it might not be as like valuable as forcing yourself to find how you can get there in a real match. So but that's what rolling is for. Um so AI is going to suggest that a little bit later. So it says like, yeah, after you do situational sparring, next thing you should try to do is just roll. Like, so live wrestling / rolling. Finish the class with live wrestling or rolling. This is a crucial element where students engage in full speed, continuous sparring with various partners. It allows them to test their skills in a realistic environment and build endurance. So yeah, that's right. I mean, because so one thing is, so oftentimes people say like the best way to build endurance for wrestling is to wrestle. Um, so that I only believe that to be partially true, because um, you know only wrestling. I mean, it requires you to learn a lot of techniques first, so you got to have those like ingrained in your body to be able to defend or to um, like counter a lot of moves, or or be offensive and stuff like that. So it takes a little while first before you can even get that far. So what you should be doing, especially if you want to be a competitor in like grappling and wrestling and stuff, you really want to be putting in the extra work. So doing the cardio outside, doing um, the weightlifting, all these other things that actually help to strengthen your body more like holistically, besides just relying on the like the sparring. That's really going to benefit you. Also, there was some research that came out, I think it was like in the like last year, where they were saying so like I just said, it's like it's going to take a while before you build up like this whole foundation of skill technique, so that you can be sparring for a little bit longer without just getting beat like really fast. But then once you get to where you're more of a upper intermediate and advanced practitioner, then it turns out that if you spar, you've learned how to be more efficient with your movements. So then you're not really exerting yourself as much when you're sparring. So then you can spar longer, and um, so then so in that way you're still not necessarily building up like your cardio, like your endurance, your muscular endurance, your cardiovascular endurance. So then you still should be doing these outside things like these, like the cardio, the weights, the flexibility training, all these other things. So it just shows that it's like you really need these outside things, the outside strength and conditioning, as well as your core sport. Um, so there. Okay, so let's move on to the next point. So, last but not least, so at the end of class, the AI suggests you cool down. So, conclude with a proper cool down. That includes static stretching. This helps to reduce muscle soreness, improve flexibility, and signal the body that the workout is over. It also provides a good opportunity for the coach to give final feedback and instructions. So this is the part that actually I rarely, if ever, have seen in any kind of like scenario. Usually, like at a gym, like once, like actually maybe even like if sparring goes on, then people kind of gradually like leave, and there's no real like ending of class. Some gyms, yes, they'll do that. They'll have an actual official end of class. Um, but you don't really see the stretching or the anything that AI suggested happening. Is usually people will just like, okay, we're done, we're heading out. But if you, so you personally, the person listening to this or watching this, you definitely want to try to do some kind of stretching, or that'll just be the most ideal time when our bodies are warm. It's already going to be easier to maintain your flexibility or to increase flexibility if you stretch a warm muscle. And also, yeah, it uh, helps you to get over the like muscle soreness faster, or it helps to decrease muscle soreness. It's almost like so you can think like people often talk about like, oh, the soreness is because of the lactic acid buildup in your muscles. So if there is some way to strain out or wring out your muscles so that you get the acid out, well, there is a way, and it's called stretching. So if you stretch the muscles, it helps you to not have as much of the compounds that are associated with that soreness, so it doesn't allow that to remain. So it helps. So, but that's the thing is like I rarely ever see that happening at the end of any class. So again, kind of it's up to you again to make sure that you're stretching, and then if you want to be a competitor, definitely if you want to be a competitor, you got to be doing the outside strength and conditioning. So I've been wanting to try to do more videos about workouts for competitors, or at least people who want to build up the different aspects. So I think it was like a couple months ago, I did one with one of my favorite yoga instructors, Stephanie. And she led us through some yoga exercises that you can be doing. The next one that I have planned is one that is all about building up grip strength, because a few of you have been asking about that. So that's the next one. It's already planned or whatever. It's got to film it and release it, but I've been working on that one a lot. Um, just some simple things to improve grip strength, and then it'd be great to do maybe even other kinds of workouts. So it's like other things that are popular that might not be um like so mainstream, but we can totally do one that's like kind of like the basics, say like weightlifting or whatever. But we can that's why I kind of wanted to do stuff that's like unorthodox, right? So I did a yoga one. So people don't always talk about yoga for strength and conditioning. So I'd like to do one maybe like maybe even Pilates or other things that that like might be more interesting, right? Because I think what happens sometimes is people just get bored of the regular weightlifting, like bench press and all that, which it's all great. And I personally don't get bored of stuff like that, but I know there's a lot of people who just like won't do. They'll get so bored, or they'll just not want to be doing stuff like that. So um, I'd like to maybe do videos about other things you can be doing to improve your strength and conditioning. So they don't involve just like the regular stuff, but like stuff like even battle ropes and stuff. If you've seen that, or if you those are all like pretty. They're all great for like muscular endurance. And so if anyone has any suggestions and stuff, let's just let me know, and then we can try to make a video about it and kind of explore how it can help you to improve your strength and conditioning, because all that outside work is really what you want to be doing to make sure that your body holds up while you're competing, so you don't gas out, or so that you're like really strong when you're competing. Even though uh, like you might not be lifting so much weight, but your opponents feel like, wow, that person was so strong. I couldn't do anything, and they were just controlling me and all that. So that's the way you want to be, and that I, I personally believe, and I think the research backs me up here. Um, so yeah, you want to be doing all that strength conditioning so that you can make sure that you're hitting your targets with all your cardiovascular endurance and your muscular endurance, because that's all the stuff you really need for matches, especially when you're like evenly matched. Like say like when you get to the final of a tournament, and you're probably already you like a little tired just from the previous matches. You really need that strength and conditioning or that cardiovascular endurance to get you through, because you already have the technique and the defense techniques right baked in. So beyond that, you want to get that edge. Right, you gotta be putting in that extra work, that extra homework. All right. So wonder if Eileen is still listening. Um, Thanks for watching. I haven't heard from you in a little while, so great to hear from you. So if anyone has any questions or comments, just let me know. With that being said, though, I say if you want to come train with us, we're here in LA, Fight Science MMA, right in the middle of Los Angeles. UCLA will be coming back in the fall. We're done for the summertime. So so what's happened is a bunch of the UCLA students have started coming to Fight Science. So you can come train and continue the catch wrestling training. So we're here all the time. You can also join us online, or if you want to just do one-off courses, they're there on our website. Or if you want to just support us by becoming a member of our YouTube channel, that's all appreciated. It's much appreciated. Um, so also, if there's any other things you want us to talk about, just comment. I think next week we'll be doing. I'm hoping we'll be bringing Cindy back, and we have something lined up for you. So, um, if those of you who've been watching or listening, and Cindy, so we'll be talking next week about a different topic. Hopefully. So, but feel free to give us any suggestions. We're totally happy to hear it. All right. So with that being said, we're here to help you to wrestle better so that together we keep real wrestling alive. Thanks for watching. See you next time.